Howdy, I'm Karen Thompson, the Cowgirl attorney, and today we answer the question, what happens in an eviction? Getting evicted is a traumatic event. The number one reason for eviction is non-payment of rent, but if the lease term is over, the landlord can evict you for any reason at all. I created this video to help you make an informed decision about what to do when facing an eviction. You have 4 choices. 1. Try to work it out with the landlord. 2. Hire an attorney to fight it. 3. Represent yourself at the eviction trial. Or 4. Move out. Now let's talk about what to expect if the landlord is trying to evict you. Step number 1. The landlord has to give you written notice before he can file an eviction lawsuit. I recommend that you consult with an attorney as soon as you get written notice of the eviction if you believe you have a good defense and want to oppose it. You have a short time between getting written notice of the eviction and the actual filing to try to make it right with the landlord. Ask your landlord if there's something you can do to stop the eviction, like paying your back rent or getting rid of that yappy little dog your mother-in-law gave you. If you reach an agreement, put it in writing and ask the landlord to sign it. Step number 2. The landlord files for eviction at the JP court. The landlord has to file an eviction case with the JP or Justice of the Peace Court to get a court order. The landlord has to prove that you violated the lease somehow or that you would not move out at the end of the lease term. I don't recommend that you make the landlord file for eviction to get you to move out because court records are permanent public information and you may have a tough time renting again with an eviction filing on your record, even if you move out before the court date. Step number 3. You receive eviction suit papers from court. Next, a sheriff will try to hand deliver the eviction suit papers to your rental. If the sheriff tries twice to serve you with no luck, he will post the papers in a visible location on the outside of the rental unit and mail you a copy. It won't do you any good to dodge the sheriff. The eviction case will still go forward without you. Keep in mind that if you fight an eviction and lose, you could be responsible for court costs and the landlord's attorney fees, and that can get expensive. A lot of people who didn't pay their rent go to court because they think that the judge will be more understanding than the landlord. Maybe they lost their job or got sick and think the judge will give them more time to pay the rent. But Texas law does not allow the judge to consider those kind of reasons for not paying. In my opinion, you would be better off working something out with the landlord or moving out before the landlord files for eviction so it doesn't go on your credit report. Finally is the eviction trial. At trial, you have to be ready to prove your side of the story. Take your copy of the lease, any pictures, letters, or emails between you and the landlord, receipts, invoices, whatever you have to show the judge's evidence. Witnesses have to testify live in court and not by letter or affidavit, which is witness statement signed in front of a notary. The judge or the jury will make a final decision after hearing the case. If you lose at the eviction trial, you have 3 choices. Choice number 1 is to move out. You can try to negotiate for more time, but be careful about giving the landlord any money in exchange for more time unless the agreement is in writing and signed by the landlord. Sometimes landlords take your money and evict you anyway. Choice number 2 is to appeal the eviction. If you think you might want to appeal the eviction, I recommend that you consult an attorney. I don't go into the appeal process in this video. You only have 5 days to file an appeal, so it's best to have an attorney lined up in advance. It's hard to find an attorney who's available on only 5 days' notice. Choice number 3 is to wait for the sheriff. The court will order the sheriff to give the landlord physical possession of your rental. You have at least 5 days after the eviction trial. The sheriff will post a 24-hour written notice on your door stating when the sheriff will come over and move you out. Then your landlord will remove all your possessions under the sheriff's supervision. It's never easy when you're facing an eviction. I hope my video has helped you understand the procedure for eviction so you can make an informed decision about what to do. Please subscribe to my monthly newsletter for free legal help on everyday legal issues. This is Karen Thompson, the Cowgirl attorney, saying, know your rights and save your money.